Good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? My name's Mark Connolly and I'm Managing Director of Marketing Mavens. And today I'm going to talk about the best tools to do a marketing audit with. So we'll touch on the goals, marketing messaging, website audits, reviewing your SEO, social media, and then most importantly, how to get conversions. So we all actually have to get sales and leads as well. So why audit your marketing? Well, it helps align and realign your goals and your mission. Often what happens is you will create a marketing plan or a campaign plan, and then all of a sudden other things happen. COVID happened, all these things. It changes the way that the plan was working. So you always have to go back and realign your goals. And then did you know only 47% of campaigns are actually seen by their audience? And that's just because of poor targeting and poor marketing as well. So your audit will put your metrics and your engagement and your sales view and your impressions together. Yeah. Okay, so how do you analyse your goals? So goals are probably one of the most important things. And if you're a managing director or a marketing director here, you will have set goals. You maybe need to double revenue. You maybe need to look for a retention. So I always say to people, are your goals smart? Do you have smart objectives? So they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. A lot of people in probably the room know about SMART objectives, but so many times people actually don't use SMART objectives. And then do they, sell, serve, speak, save, and sizzle as well. So that's what you kind of have to look at. And when you look at your goals, do they touch on these points? So some free tools. I mean, when I say best tools to use, I'm trying to kind of push on more of the free tools as well as the sort of paid tools, just because I know people have got like budgets and things like that as well. So when we're looking at the tools. So Omni Calculator is a good one. Say you've got a managing director that is really kind of focused on your return on investment in marketing, or you're a marketing agency and you have to look for your return on investment in marketing. Omni Calculator is pretty good because you can actually start entering the numbers in, so you can see there one customer, and if you know what your close rate is between your sales and your marketing, you can start calculating how many leads that you need to generate. And then you've got your HubSpot return on investment calculator as well. Next on to messaging. So it's looking at your website and your message. So your website is really where a critical point where people will come to. They will want to come and check you out. They will check you out on social media. They'll check you out on your website. So if you don't have the right message, something happened there. So you don't have the right message, it's going to switch people off really, really quickly. So one of the things that you should always do is build an ideal customer profile or a buyer persona. So actually look into depth. So for instance, as a marketing agency, for me, my buyer personas are probably split into two. So you've got a managing director who will be looking at the return on investment, they'll be looking at the bottom line sort of goals, whereas a marketing person will be maybe talking about do you have experience in influencer marketing, do you have experience in SEO? So you speak a little bit differently to them and you use different content with them as well. So using your buyer personas will make you 2 to 5 times more effective, and 71% of companies using it exceed their lead generation goals. So how do you improve your messaging? One of the best ways to do it is actually just survey your customers and survey your potential customers. And there's lots and lots of survey tools out there. You've got Google Forms, you've got lots of SurveyMonkey, all that type of stuff. So lots of ways to do that, and actually asking them for your messaging. Another way to do it as well is if you're ever doing testimonials and case studies and generating user-generated content, that's a great way to improve the messaging as well. Asking them questions in the case study that fill out what people think about your message. A really good tool as well is called Wayback Machine. So this is like the Internet Archive. So you probably have kind of fun, if you've not used it before, you have lots of fun actually jumping onto it, because you can put your website address on and see if your website was designed 10 years ago, you'll see the actual Internet Archive like 10 years ago. But why that improves the messaging as well. So often when we bring clients on, I'll actually go back and see all the messages that they've changed. And it's funny how a marketing person could probably come in and revamp the way that the message was, but you look back to 10 years and you go, that was quite simple and easy to understand. So sometimes it's actually going back to what they actually had. User testing. So another thing we do is, like, if you design a new website, you can actually pay people to come on and test your website. and look around, and they tell you what the views are with that. You can also, pay customers and things. Headline analyzers from CoSchedule is a good one, so you can actually put in your headlines. So when you think about your website message and you've got a headline there, or you're even looking at social media, slogans and things, then you can actually add that in, and it'll give you a score and tell you like you should remove this word, add this word in. Again, free tool to use. Google Optimize is a good tool. So you've got Google Optimize, and you've got another tool called Optimizely, which you pay for, and that basically does an A/B test. So if you had 2 websites, you could actually A/B test the different messages and then see what one works and what one doesn't work. So why audit your website? So 40% of web users will leave the site if it doesn't load in 3 seconds. So if you're ever a slow website, it was really, really frustrating, and then people will come off. You've also got into the impact of that as well. There's obviously like mobile websites, etc. So if it's not mobilely responsive, people will switch off. Or if you're scrolling for days, that's another one where you're just scrolling forever and ever on a mobile website. For the majority of companies, I kind of touched on that. The website is a critical part. That's where they generate leads and sales. And there's different types of audits that you get. So you've got like a content audit, a technical audit, and also the SEO audit, which we'll all touch on. So website audit tools, everybody will know the Google Analytics is free tool. Basically, most companies have Google Analytics on their site. But if you were, for instance, not sure about, you didn't have a Google Analytics account, or you were trying to audit somebody else's website, you can use a tool called SimilarWeb, and it basically will tell you roughly, it's not to the exact point, it'll tell you roughly what the website visits are, where they're getting their visits from. SimilarTech and BuiltWith are really cool tools to actually look into the technical elements of the site. So say you wanted to, find out what's in the back end of the site. So is it built on a WordPress, or is it built on Joomla? These content management systems. Does it use like HubSpot or, Infusionsoft? It starts to tell you what sort of software is on the site. And that, again, when you're doing, an audit for yourself or an audit for competitors, I can tell you what they're using. So then you can get a little bit of a differentiation and choose something else. You've got Google Search Console, which is free to use, and this will tell you if there's any sort of broken links and what people are doing on it. You can also manually check broken links. That's a big thing with website audits. You want to go through and check all the links. So see if you have like a press release that goes out and you add that to your site, you click on the link. Sometimes, it's like, The Guardian or whatever that's linked to it actually takes that page down and archives the page. So you want to make sure you're checking all your links. So importance of an SEO audit. So 68% of online experiences begin with the search engine. So the majority of people, and especially in the business-to-business world, the majority of where people come from is search. If you're even looking at your Google Analytics, I bet you most people will be like organic search or paid search is where most of it's coming from. You can actually find out the keywords that you're actually ranking for. So there'll be things that you don't know where you're actually getting visits from. You can also see what your competitors are doing SEO-wise. So for instance, for me as a marketing agency, there's multiple keywords I could use: digital marketing agency, online marketing agency, digital agency. It's vast. So you actually have to work out exactly what the keyword is. And then 75% of people never scroll by the first page. So, the best place to hide the dead bodies is page 2 Google. So SEO audit tools. So there's a mix here of paid ones and free ones. So you've probably heard of these. Like, you've got your all-in-one SEO tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, SE Ranking. And what that actually does is it's a really, really good tool if you're into doing SEO, because it's going to be able to audit backlinks, it's going to be able to audit your keywords, it's going to crawl your website to tell you if there's any errors. So a lot of the tools that I'm telling you about, that has it all in the one place. So I mean, we use like SE Ranking because it's very good for agencies. So on that, on the picture there, you can see this is SE Ranking, and it's showing like things like domain trust. So you can see that your domain trust is a little bit lower. Now your page trust is a little bit lower, so then you need to now then build more backlinks to try and get that built up. You've got page speed tools like GT Metrics and Pingdom, and you've also got Google Page Speed Insights as well. Why making sure that your web page is really, really fast is as I said to you before, most people will actually switch off, if it's like too slow. So you want to make sure that your website's fast. Now, if you put it through into this tool, it'll tell you what's wrong. A lot of the time, it could be things with your hosting provider, and then you can go to your hosting provider and say, can you actually fix that? And all of a sudden, your website's a lot faster, and then that helps you with usability on your website. Lots of Google tools, obviously, because of Google trying to get you to rank. You've got Google Search Console, Google Analytics, which we talked about. Screaming Frog's another one where it'll pull off all the data on your site, and it'll tell you the meta tags on your site and if there's anything missing on there. So you can quickly see in a spreadsheet, what's wrong. Backlinks, you may, if you've done everything with on-page SEO and you can't really, get back, number 3 on Google and you're trying to get to number 1, you might actually have to build backlinks. So Ahrefs has a backlink checker tool, so you could actually go and put your competitors in there, see what backlinks that they've got, and then you just go and do a little bit of outreach to try and build out your own backlinks as well. And then keyword check as well, so you want to actually check the keywords on your site. You've got Ubersuggest, which is built by a guy, Neil Patel. And then you've also got Google's Keyword Planner as well, but there is vast amounts of free keyword tools that you can do. You can put your URL into, and it basically tells you all the keywords. Social media audits. So did you know more than half of the world now uses social media? So 58.4% of people are on social media. So it is definitely a place where you should actually be, marketing and making sure that you select the right channel. Some of the big things that I see and the big sort of failures I see is like people not working with the algorithm properly. So every single channel has a different algorithm. As you know, you probably see Instagram has about 30 odd hashtags, but then you'll see people use the 30 odd hashtags on Twitter and all sorts of stuff as well. So there's different algorithms, and that's where you need to kind of understand when you're doing the audit. Hashtags as well. So similar to with SEO and doing your keyword research, hashtags are a little bit similar. That's where you would be actually searching for as well. So if you're doing keyword research, kind of use like hashtag research as well to figure out the exact keywords. And then looking at engagement rate as well. So that's one of the things that you want to check out. Making sure you have a social content plan, and then analysing and looking to find patterns. So some tools that you can use for that. Clear is a good tool to find influencers within your marketing, and it will actually give you a score of types of influencers that are there. You've got other social media management tools such as Hootsuite and Sprout Social. So they're similar to the all-in-one SEO tools. These are all-in-one social media tools. So you can post out in multiple accounts. It also helps you do your analytics and things like that within it as well. Brandwatch and Social Searcher. So if you're wanting to check what people are saying about you, so you want to listen to what people are saying, or you want to listen to what competitors are saying, you can use these tools to do that as well. And if you've got YouTube, there's a tool called Tube Ranker, which is, basically it tells you what's wrong with your YouTube videos, if you should be trying to, gives you a little bit of a score and gives you some recommendations. So tools for increasing conversions. So one of the ones is ads library. So you've got Facebook ads library. Again, you can, if you've been using Facebook or Instagram ads, you can actually check, your Facebook URLs, your Instagram URLs, and actually see what people are doing, see their adverts. And that helps you, see the messaging of some of your competitors and see some of your messaging as well, and see if you can improve some of your adverts. Also within these tools like SEMrush and SEA ranking, you can actually check, Google Ads as well, so the ads that are being run, and you can actually add your competitors in there as well to actually see what ads are being run there as well. Influencers, there's Upfluence and posts for rent as well to try and find people. So influencer marketing is a big thing, mainly in B2C market, but it's grown and grown, and the way that we sort of use it is like a paid for service essentially. So it helps you boost conversions. And obviously you've got email marketing tools, which you probably know. You've got opens and click rates and things that you can check in there, and how you audit it. Screen recording software like Hotjar. That's actually pretty cool, so you can actually see what people are doing on your site. Then you can actually improve, you see them go into a call to action, and then you can actually improve the call to action within there. And then Perfect Audience helps you do advertising across Facebook and Google and all that in the one, rather than going into different accounts. So that was me. Thank you very much for coming to the talk. if you're interested in an audit, everybody can get an audit that's in here. That's why people were trying to join. I do have one last thing that I want you all to do, if I can actually show. So, just to make sure that you were listening. Oh, no. Why has that not worked? I've lost the screen. I'm trying to get onto, do you know how to do this? So I've lost the screen. I want you to go to menti.com, see if you go on your computer, your phones, and if you can go to menti.com, it'd be good if we can get it on the screen though. Lost the screen. It's just that I've changed the thing, so. Oh, it's this page. It's not got the.
Is that not right?
It's not got the same page on there.
You just want to bring this up?
Yeah. Ah, fantastic. Okay, so can everybody go to menti.com and then use this code, 746-21504. Menti.com, so it's just up the top here. You can just see, yeah, so you can just see it if you can.
Can't actually see it when it's.
Oh,
So you just read it out again?
yeah, so menti.com, M-E-N.
No, it's the code number.
Oh, so the code number, 7426.
Sorry, just read it. What was that? Two people coming up. Sorry, what was that again?
7426 1504. Just let me know when you're all in. All good. Right, all in? You're all good? Yeah. Okay. Why is it not going now though? Why is this broke? It should be going. What do you all see in your screen? Is it your? Yeah. I can't even start this. This is what?
Yeah, that's the same.
Same like that.
Yeah.
It's not. Let me start it though. I think it's. This is a nightmare. I might try it on this screen. Having trouble here. Because I can probably do it on this screen, so. I need to refresh. Right. I might need to refresh it. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Aha! I got there. Looks like you're trying to view a page. Okay. Okay, oh, jump 2 cursors. Sorry about this. So you have to answer the fastest to get the most amount of points. So what percentage of campaigns are seen by the target audience? Try and move that for you. Okay, 25, well done. Okay, question 2. What does the A in SMART stand for? Hey, well done. Brilliant. Let's see, you get that right. Question 3 or 4. Excellent. One last question. Three, two, one. We'll see who the winner is. So, 40% up. Excellent. And the winner is, looks like Charlotte, ET. ET's the fastest. Who's ET? Hey, well done. So you get a Mavens goodie bag, so if you want to give me your business card and things like that. Excellent. Sorry about that technology problems. I've not used this computer before, so that's the issue. So does anybody have any questions? I know that I jumped through the talk there, but any questions or want to kind of, go through anything?
If anyone has a question for the benefit of the online platform, I've got a microphone, so just put your hand up and I'll come give you the microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry if this is going a little bit off topic. As a marketer, we're finding we're always having to justify return on investment to clients or to the leadership board. And one of the problems that we're having at the moment is justifying ROI, especially on Facebook and Instagram, with the new rules that Apple have applied to the opt-out.
Yeah.
So like 80% of Apple's customers are opting out to these trackings. So I'm sorry to throw this question at you because it's quite intense, but I'm wondering how you guys are getting around that, because it's something that we're actually struggling to do.
Yeah, we're still using Facebook advertising. It still seems to be working. I am a wee bit more scared because of the kind of cookieless world that's kind of coming in. So we are now trying to do more marketing to try and generate more leads to get their details and do a lot more personalisation. But that's when my kind of scarier point is, when it fully goes cookieless. So yeah, it's planning to try and just do more personalisation. Email marketing and marketing automation is becoming a big thing now as well. But yeah, generally, we did get a hit big time, and then we've just been focused on targeting now, really kind of focused on our target market, and that's helped it.
Thanks.
No worries. Any other questions?
How frequent would you recommend performing an audit?
So it depends on what you're doing. If if there's not a lot of activities, I would generally say at least every 6 months. But if it's quite active, I would be looking for at least quarterly. Some ones that we're generally doing, we do kind of mini audits where it's like your monthly sort of work. If you're doing monthly campaigns, and if it's really a lot of activities, you want to make sure that you don't wait to the end of the quarter and then it's too late.
Performing audits, and that's like the main data collector, or do you have individual responsibilities? For example, your social media manager is performing their own audits.
There's one person, so we've got a data analysis. There's one person that pulls it all together. Everybody's all important. They all have to do their own sort of social media, checking the results, and especially with the SEO. But if we're actually pulling the full report together, it's one person. Excellent. Any other questions?
So we actually have a question from the online platform.
Okay.
Vanya Damyanova from Absoft has asked for your preferred tools for monitoring competitors' SEO strategies / target keywords.
So I use the SE rankings. That's the one that we use within the business because we can actually add the competitors' keywords into that and see what they're doing when they're moving up and down. But there's literally so many tools that they could use. SEMrush is another one, but that's the one that we use within the business.
She's just added to that free versus affordable versus paid. I think she'd like...
Free versus affordable versus... So free, there's lots of keyword tools like, I think there's Keyword Explorer, there's Keyword Planner, you can put the URLs into that as well. And then there's even with the paid tools, there are, again, if you go into, there's a website, chiefmartech.com, it has all the sort of technologies, and it's probably worthwhile just trying them out and seeing what ones are pricing, what ones are not. Excellent. Any other questions? Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming along to the talk. And I bet you're all hungry now, so you can all get your lunch. Cheers, mate. It's a bit messy. That was like, the thing is, it's all in the computer, and I know it would work straight away, but we would use this, and it's plumbing Internet Explorer or whatever. So,